Ooh, they smell so good. You want a rose? Y'all know I'm always giving out roses, right? This rose right here is from me to you. I'm gonna give you a rose. You need some love. Y'all, I'm back with the I'm just looking at myself. I am back with the Bubble Bath Monday. But I have to keep it real, y'all. Don't be mad, I'm so sleepy. I am so sleepy. But of course, my team and my assistant was like, you gotta get back on your schedule. You gotta hurry up and get back on your schedule. Yes, I'm talking about you, oh, my assistant over here, you know. Yes, I'm talking about you, the singer in the song, right? The singer in the song, right? Honey, she should have just sung it. She talked about it so much. You need to get back, go on and sing it. Go on and sing it, honey. She was on her sister. I said, I see what I'm paying for. Y'all, we are back. I'm back. I'm back in flesh. I'm back. Y'all doing all right? Y'all miss me? Y'all know y'all miss me. Stop that. You know you miss me. You miss me doing bubble baths. Don't play. It's so good. Oh, this is so good. Y'all know y'all miss me. I'm not playing any music. Let me tell y'all, I got a couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, I'll share that moving forward, Tyler Perry book. Y'all know we love Madea. Look at Madea. Y'all know we love Madea. Madea'S Uninhibited Commentaries on Love and Life. Don't Make a Black Woman Take Off Her Earrings by the wonderful Tyler Perry. Y'all see this book. So, okay. After having a meeting with my mentor, and we decided, she said, well, are your Mondays always going to be like this? Doing a bubble bath, of course, reviewing a book, a bubble bath, and then, of course, cooking. And I said, no, I plan on getting out doing some things in terms of the bubble bath. She was like, Tyler Perry books need to be the last one then, because my schedule to officially launch, I'm not going to say when it is, but I'm not allowed to say all of that yet, but we decided to do actual possibly book reviews in the near future, because I am an avid reader. I absolutely love reading. So we felt for my best interest and the interest of the author to give them more time and not split something that's a masterpiece and incorporate it into such a short period of time. So the bubble bath, for instance, we're gonna finish out his book. It won't be, honey, I have to be honest now. Y'all know Tyler Perry is the writer. Y'all know I can't do this book in a few settings. It's no way. It is no way. So I know I have the minimum 3 videos coming up, because looking at it, I thought I was at 150, but after I started back to my reading, I'm around 137, 138. And Madea, of course, she has some amazing golden nuggets in the book. So I want to make sure I discuss those, but I'm not going to actually read the entire book. Plagiarism, and it's just disrespectful to take somebody's book and just go over the entire book. You know, you want to take the golden nuggets and share, and that's just about it. You don't want to take the entire book from word to word. And I understand that's for some people, but that's not for Makeba, okay? And by the way, my name is Makeba Williams. I'm a vlogger out of beautiful Atlanta, and welcome to my YouTube channel. You're so welcome. I love you. Okay, so let me speed you up. Of course, like I said, if you don't know, I found this masterpiece. I found 3 actually at Goodwill. I frequent Goodwill, so I'm always getting books. And of course, when I seen Tyler Perry books, I said, oh, I gotta get these books. I was just like blown away. Now, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the other two. Are they going to be, I don't know, gifts? I'm going to figure it out. Surprise giveaways, we're going to see. But it has to be somebody who reads. I don't want you to get Madea'S book and it's just sitting and getting dust, okay? We want you to read the book and get some golden nuggets out of it. It's an amazing, fun book to read. Transformational. You can take it serious or not. It's fun, so don't take it too serious where you feel offended, because that's not the goal of the book, okay? But anyway, I've enjoyed it so much that I decided to keep reading the book. So we're back. It's been probably about 2 months. I've had so much going on for June and July. July, of course, is my birthday month. I know I have not announced my birthday. I don't do all of that. Y'all know I'm very, I'm built a little different. Some things, you know, it's kind of sacred to myself. But anyway, back to Madea. We're going to go over some of this. And this is the things that I wanted to discuss in terms of what's going to happen moving forward. So typically, let me put this up here so y'all can see this while I talk right quick. Typically, when I do my bubble baths, I actually review a book, do the bubble bath, and then actually cook. So today I want to talk about music. Now, typically I play like some little jazz. I haven't learned how to. Now, my assistant, she know exactly how to do the music, but I told her I want to wait first until I officially launch. I did not want to get into music just yet. But speaking of music, if I did play it, I'll just play it on my phone, honey. I'm cheating. Yes, I mean, a sister is cheating. I would cheat and play like some jazz and classical or just some fun upbeat music. But I got to thinking, since podcast has become so popular, and let me explain how I know it has become popular. About what? Back in 2017, I had created this little platform, and it was about really honing in on your $1 million plan. It was about, if you had $1 million plan, a $1 million project, an idea, it was about helping you strategically think, ponder on it. How can you make it come to fruition? And I wanted to support that audience, people who were thinking on a multi-million dollar level. So I've had people in the past come to me and ask, was I interested in a podcast? But I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I said, why do you keep asking me this? I am not trying to do a podcast. I'm a content creator. I get it. I can write, and read all day. And I said, I don't know where they're picking this up. And they said, you have a very unique voice. I said, I get that, but I've never considered doing a podcast. And it dawned on me recently. I know where they're getting the information from. I put myself on SoundCloud. Okay, so let me explain right quick before we get into the juicy book, okay, Madea'S beautiful book. Back in 2017, I had wrote a lot about your $1 million plan. Your $1 million plan could have been anything. You know, it could have been, like I said, purchasing a home. It could have been starting a business. Whatever it was, as long as it was done with integrity and value, and the $1 million idea, whatever, was going to be something beneficial for not only for you but for others. And so I was trying to figure out during that time, where could I put my voice, because the truth is I wanted to create an audio of me doing affirmations, and also possibly in audio content form. Not necessarily, how could I say this, book audio, but I wanted to do it in audio form, so I put it on SoundCloud. And it was never about me singing or being a songwriter. It was never about me doing a podcast. And this is how I know podcast was hot, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is today, because I did research. I do my due diligence. And I said to myself, it's amazing how when I got on SoundCloud, like way back in the days, and I had deleted like all my followers and people that was following me, because I was like, this is just a test, okay? I wanted to test my voice, what I sound like, and I'm gonna play some of that today. I'm gonna play probably like 5 of them or more. So basically what's gonna happen when I get done with my bubble bath, right? Actually, while I'm prepping for the bubble bath, I will play some. And then when I come in here and cook my brioche French toast, y'all know I love me some French toast or avocado toast or definitely an omelet. But today we're going to do brioche French toast. I'm going to continue playing it. So I kind of want to refrain from the music, and I want you all to hear my SoundCloud account that I did back in 2017, pouring into people $1 Million playing. It's just, everything has a full circle. And it's so funny because I said, back in 2017, when I was on there, you heard music, you know, beautiful songs, beats, and all that kind of creative stuff. And I was like one of the few on this is the funny part about it. I was one of the few on SoundCloud talking about your $1 Million plan. It's just so funny to me. So a couple of us, we kind of wanted to test it just to see what I sound like if I had decided to go into the studio to do like affirmations. We were going in that direction. So I want to just give an update. No, it was never about me doing a podcast. I've had so many people ask me about that because they say either it's my voice or because I just love to talk. It's not that I love to talk. It's the fact that if I'm going to say something, it needs to be of significance. It needs to bring value, and I think people be intrigued in what I say, I guess, which is a good thing. But no, I will not be starting a podcast anytime soon, and probably not even in the near future. I like video. I love video. You get to see me in action, and I want to, this is more therapy for me. I want to be able to just, how can I say this? And I've had people ask me, do I want to get into acting? I don't know where this stuff is coming from. No, but this is a good platform for ladies and gentlemen who are interested in becoming actresses. I would recommend for you to start a YouTube channel, because people get to see you. They get to see you in your habitat, you being natural and organic. You know, it's not scripted. So that producer, director, or whoever it is get to see you in your rarest form and be authentic. Please do not get on YouTube and begin to adopt ways that you know that it's not befitting or aligned with who you are, because over time it will begin to unfold and they clearly can see who you are. So try not to, you know, get on here. It's okay to do whatever acting scenes and things of that nature. I highly recommend if you want to become an actress, just do that. But no podcast, okay? But I do believe in talking about subjects that's transformational. If I'm going to talk, it needs to be of value. We have enough of people out here just running off at the mouth, okay? Yes, I'm saying that I'm a sister, and I'm going to sometimes talk very sisterhood. We have sisters out here and brothers, they just talking, but are they really bringing value, or are they complaining? Are they really pointing to the community, or are they, I don't know, you know what I mean? And matter of fact, during the time when I was on SoundCloud, you had less gossiping and more people talking about things of substance. That was back in 2017. You go look it up. I shouldn't have anybody follow me, and I shouldn't be following anybody, because at that time I was just doing testing. So if you were on SoundCloud back then, you probably weren't trying to listen to me. But I'm gonna let you all hear some of that today. Definitely when I'm making my brioche, definitely when I'm preparing for my bubble bath, and when I'm making my brioche. You all will get a kick out of it. It's a little upbeat. That's another reason why I didn't want to play music, because this setting is supposed to be, of course, a space. It's supposed to be relaxing, therapeutic. However, I'm giving you heads up, this is going to be a little bit upbeat. Not fast paced per se, but upbeat. So it's not going to be like show relaxing. But you all will hear me support anything pertaining to your millionaire vision and or plan. So I want to get that out there. And I think that's about it in terms of people ask me, am I starting a podcast or I'm interested in being an actress. Now, I know people have inquired about this chair, and of course, let me let you all see my beautiful chair that I have. It says YouTube director, producer, and content creator. So when we were putting this together, you know, YouTube say be yourself, right? So I felt, since I'm going to be really running this YouTube channel, I felt, okay, I'm the director of my YouTube channel, I'm the producer of the YouTube channel, and on top of that, I'm a content creator, and I'm definitely a writer. You know, people who read a lot typically can write. You know, that's the obvious. I'm a creator writer, though. I'm a creator writer. But that's why the chair was made. Have I produced any shows? This would be my official first one in terms of that. So, because I don't, a lot of times when people see new people, they become very uncomfortable. Sometimes they feel, oh, she's new on the scene. She's trying to take my job. She's new on the scene. She don't know what she's doing. This space right here is fun. It's safe and it's fun, okay? Mistakes supposed to be made, and at the same time, triumphs and breakthroughs supposed to definitely guarantee happen. So this is not about perfection. I don't do perfection. Obviously, y'all should see I don't do perfection. Look at my hair, okay? I don't do perfection. I don't live on that. That's not what gets me up in the morning. And also to me, perfection is boring. If you ever notice people who are perfect, they have a lot of their success may appear to be longevity, but then again, they have a lot of ups and downs, a lot of curves. Pay attention to that. But yeah, the chair was made. I wanted people to understand, you know, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to treat your YouTube channel with the utmost respect, and you're supposed to apply your best ability. And so I said this would be a great way for me to produce my show, okay? Be the producer, the director, as well as the content creator. Doesn't that make sense to you all? So if you have a YouTube channel, look at it like that. Become the director, the producer, and the content creator of your show. Don't let it be, I'm just on here vlogging. Be a little bit more than that. Stretch yourself to you can't stretch yourself anymore. And really, really dive deep into it. And you never know what the future may bring. You may end up actually attracting that to yourself if that's what you desire. Yes, I do see me directing. I see me producing. And definitely, I am a content creator. Like Jay-Z say, he has 99 problems, but my one problem, one of mine is not content creation. And speaking of content creation, we're in a time where people steal your content. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about people stealing your content, and then we're gonna wrap this up because I want to get to Madea, okay? I don't mind people stealing my content. So let me explain, and as long as you're doing it with integrity and values, because I work for God. And when I bring my content, I'm being obedient and I'm just expressing where I'm at. Mentally, emotionally, financially, physically, all of the good stuff. I'm not doing it to gain followers. No, because I really don't like to be around a whole lot of people. I don't think y'all understand that. I'm an introvert. Being an extrovert, only when it comes to business, I mean. But with my personality, right? No, I'm not an extrovert. I love being with a small, intimate group of people or with myself. And I love to have those one-on-ones, conversation, that more intimacy type of level. I don't do a plethora of women. And what I mean by that, you don't see me hanging out with a lot of women. It's not happening. It's just not happening. Unless we're doing business. So when it comes to stealing content from me, take it. I've done social work wealth. Please go take some of that and spread the word, because what I talked about, trust me, each one teach one, it takes a village. I can't do it by myself. So if you're not taking my content, that means I'm not a great writer. Okay? Now, I don't mean become me. I'm not saying clone me. I'm not saying be my first or last name. No. What I'm saying is, if I talk about a subject, ladies and gentlemen and Judies, please, so be it. Take it. Because your delivery is going to be different, but the content is going to be there. I'm not the inventor. Now, I do a lot of acronyms. I do all of that. I'm good at that. I'm good at theorizing, conceptualizing, all of it. Honey, I'm good at that stuff. I get it. And if I say something, you might be like, oh, I understand. That means I'm on my craft is hot. I'm in motion. I'm listening. I'm alive with God. But if you take it, don't regret it. I want you to listen to me, and I want you to be able to take it and grow, expand, and stretch. I don't want you to take it and then just hoard it and keep it to yourself and then be in a corner with it. I want you to be an advocate for my content. So if you take it, baby, I'm gonna let you got my permission. Now again, that does not mean, you take word from word now. We're not saying that. I'm not saying that, and you and I should agree. We're not saying that. What I am saying is that if I talk about a topic please listen to me carefully and begin to go out there and spread the word. And if I am not, you know, if you don't want to say you got it from me, that's fine, because I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for us. This is what I'm talking about. It's for us. It is not for Makeba, because if that's the case, then I would just keep it to myself. I have a lot to say, but I'm like an onion. It takes a minute, you know, and then by the time I feel like saying it, some of the other topics they've been passed by. You know, I'm not huge on just talking to be talking. And like I said, if I am, it's going to be something of significant value. My words mean something. I don't want to just be talking to be talking. And I don't want to take your time because it's so valuable. We are in this together. We are in this together. So if I'm speaking to you, I'm saying it because it's something of significance and important, and not for you to just hear me and be like, oh, here we go again, another person's talking. No. And last but not least, my YouTube channel. I know I say I'm vlogging and you haven't seen me go anywhere. That is right. So far, I have not gone out anywhere. Now I take that back. I did go see First Lady. She's still my First Lady. First Lady Michelle Obama and the great Tyler Perry, honey. I was in the room. I went to go see All They Have My Heart, which is Tamla Mann, and her husband, David Mann. I went to go see them perform. I think that's about it since I've started my channel. And I may have done things like go to the grocery store, go, you know, do some other little things around, you know, Atlanta area. But I haven't started vlogging yet, and it's definitely coming. I'm prepping you all. I'm testing some stuff. Things are being tested. So don't think, you know, she keeps saying vlogging, but have yet to take us anywhere. Oh, we're going to get out. I just haven't done it yet. And I will definitely be vlogging 5 times a week. And I know you're probably wondering, how can I do that? Let me do it first, because it's already been tested, and over time I will begin to unfold how I'm doing it. But right now, according to my team members and my assistant, of course, we're just gonna keep that kind of quiet right now because I'm still in the testing phase of some things. And then as I progress, you will begin to see a lot of changes, and before you know it, I'll be on the camera 5 days a week, and sometimes you'll get a bonus. Okay, just had to get y'all updated about this. I'm excited. I'm back, and I never really went anywhere. It's just I have contracts. I have a commercial cleaning business, and I really don't discuss that a lot because of the kind of accounts I have. They're very, not necessarily high profile, but they're like federal contracts, okay? So I really don't get off into that. I've had people inquire about that. We can't discuss that. So let's leave that there, and you get me in this kind of format. Be happy, and eventually we're gonna get on out and do some fun. I got so many things. Oh, I'm so looking forward to it. I have so many things I want y'all to see me do and experience, and hopefully you can see that and get motivated and do it yourself too, honey. Hopefully you can see it and see God in it and see the happiness and the growth and expansion and all that beautiful stuff, and say, let me get up and try it too. That's what this is about. This is gonna be some breakthroughs, some mistakes, some fun, everything. But perfection don't live here. I'm telling you that right now. No, I don't do perfection. I don't do that. But you will see fun, activation, all of it. But today it's about therapy. I had to get that out of the way because I hadn't had this sit down in a while. And welcome to my vlog channel. Again, my name is Makeba Williams. Okay. Alright, so let's get started on Madea'S Uninhibited Commentaries on Love and Life. Don't Make a Black Woman Take Off Her Earrings by Tyler Perry. Now, the voice of this book is Madea, but the content creator is Tyler Perry. I don't want y'all to get confused, okay? Please do not get confused. We're smart, okay? We're smart. I don't want y'all to be thinking this Tyler Perry himself, okay? Now, I do have Tyler Perry other book. Matter of fact, let me go get it. Okay, so this is Tyler Perry other book, Higher is Waiting. And of course I was one of the ones to attend the Fox Theater. Hey, Fox Theater. And he spoke about his beautiful masterpiece, And I was actually able to meet him and get a picture. Now, I think I shared this story. I wasn't going to stand in line, although I had paid for it, because y'all got to understand, honey, I have a commercial cleaning business, so I was really busy that day, I believe. And then on top of that, the shoes I had on, my heel broke. So that would have meant I would have had to stay in line to meet him to get a picture. And I was like, do I really want to stay in line to get this picture with Tyler Perry, okay? And see, it was kind of important because, like I tell people, you don't see Tyler Perry hanging around Atlanta now. He's a workaholic. He's working. You don't hear about him being at Noble. You don't hear about him just hanging out at a restaurant, or he frequent this. And actually, it might be good so he can have some privacy. I understand, but you just don't see him just hanging out. So I said, let me go and get this picture. I had that picture on my Instagram. I just recently deleted a lot of my pictures on there. I deleted Tyler Perry, I deleted Charles Barkley, Will Smith. Will Smith was at my headquarters and they filmed in this area. Okay, so let me explain why I deleted these people. I absolutely have a lot of respect for these people, okay, these men. It's because I'm getting ready to rebrand, and my assistant went in and cleaned house. So I have a different business launching in 2025, but we needed to get rid of some stuff and do some research. So, but of course I still have my picture with Tyler Perry. But yeah, I felt standing in line getting a picture with him was significant. So I do have his book. He did not sign my book. I think that was I don't know if it was 3 packages and they went like that, but the package that I got, you were able to at least get a picture. And let me tell y'all, my foot, I was so embarrassed because I know they probably was like, why is she walking like that? More likely I will read Higher Is Waiting, because I don't think it would be right for me to read Madea and not read Higher Is Waiting. Like I said, I will not be doing bubble baths. I won't read before I do my bubble bath. I want to do my bubble bath and sit and talk about something pertaining to self-care, something a little bit intimate, and then go into the cooking after the bubble bath. But a book, no. So I prefer to like do book reviews if I'm gonna do it like on another day. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I would dive into. I know this book. I've read this book twice, so I know exactly what areas in this book that is important for me to share. Trust me, I read it twice. The first time I read this book, I was a member at the Buckhead Club. Part of the Buckhead Club closed down. But I used to go up and have breakfast and read this. So if you go, I don't know if I still have that picture on my Instagram where you can see me holding the book reading. But I have been erasing so much on my Instagram page. And by the way, I'm not active on my Instagram page. I've said this before, so please don't take it personal. If you go on there and you don't see me following anybody, I stopped that like 2-3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Higher Is Waiting. We just finished talking about Higher Is Waiting, Tyler Perry's book, and I will definitely review his book. I've read it twice. I think it would make sense to read Higher Is Waiting. And since I've read it twice, I know exactly where to go in the book to share my thoughts about the book. Amazing, amazing read. That's definitely something you should buy. It's a good book. Very, 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 very good book. Now, one more thing I need to say. Please go back and look at my other Madea videos, okay? Don't look at this video and don't go look at the other Tyler Perry Madea'S videos. I have like 4, 5. I don't know. Please go look at the first one, the second one, on up into recent. Don't look at this one and don't go look at the other ones. You need to understand the book. I don't want you all to be confused. Okay, so participate and go look at the video. Some of them are long because it's a bubble bath. You know, it's like I reviewed the book and then I do a bubble bath and then I cook. Okay, I wrap it up by cooking. So please, I'm highly recommend for you to take some time and go look at the videos. You will truly enjoy it. It's very therapeutic. And I know this is a little upbeat. I know I'm supposed to be playing like the Zen music and all of that, but I said this video is gonna be a little different because I hadn't done it in a while. But we're gonna start on page 139. Are y'all excited? I'm gonna tell you, I have really and truly enjoyed reading this book. I really have. I was more surprised at some of the things that Madea said. I will say that. And at the end, I will give an ultimate review of the book. I'm talking about how I totally feel about it. And you all know it's going to be good. You don't have anything good to say, don't say nothing. Just be quiet, like my mother would say. Just sit down somewhere if you don't have anything good to say. You know, we're in a time where we need goodness, honey. We need goodness, goodness, goodness. We need to speak positivity. You know, we need to pour into the soul. The spirit, yes, but the soul. We need that. We don't need anybody else saying anything else negative. And you all need to learn how to shut off the negative. And in order to shut off the negative, that means you need to be looking at yourself. If you're not looking at yourself, if you're not evaluating who you are, if you're not paying attention to you, you will listen to others. But get up in the morning and spend, instead of putting on makeup and just doing your hair, honey, before you do all of that, look in that mirror for about 10 minutes. Just stare at yourself. Just look at yourself. And if you want to be concerned about your body, stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself. Study who you are. And once you begin to study who you are, then it's easier to know who's right, who's wrong, and who's for you and who's against you. So it is my advice. Shut the noise off. Don't be listening to people. And you don't owe, I did it. You don't owe that either. Because if you did it, it shows. I'm going to say it again. I don't want to sound like the first lady of the church, but if you did it, you don't even have to say it because they know it. I'm good at that. I have mastered not paying people any attention. No, seriously, I really know how to cut. And it's not about cutting people off. No, I'm a lady. It's about it does not serve nor support me, so why acknowledge it? I want you to take that in for a second. If it does not serve and support you, why are you acknowledging it? I think y'all need to hear that again. If it doesn't serve nor support you, why are you acknowledging it? You don't even have to say it. Sometimes quietness is the best weapon. Sometimes quietness is the best weapon. And then sometimes you got to stand up, step forward, and bring that conversation, that talk. Okay, let's get to Tyler Perry, honey. All right, we're going to start with depression. I left off. This chapter is, let me go to that, because y'all probably like, what chapter you on, Makeba? Why you ain't give me the chapter? Why you can't give me the chapter, Makeba? Don't ask Dr. Madea'S. Advisory. The advice contained in this chapter, okay, don't ask Dr. Madea'S. Advisory. The advice contained in this chapter may be hazardous to your health or kill you. We're going to leave that right there, Madea'S. We're going to leave it right there. Right there. Okay. And again, now, this book was written with love. I'm pretty sure when Tyler Perry wrote this book, honey, he had love, abundance. He was thinking about content creation. He was thinking about making y'all laugh, healing you all. So I know this is coming from me, and a disclaimer. Nobody from Tyler Perry Studios, Tyler Perry himself, nobody. I found this book at Goodwill, and I'm just sharing the golden nuggets. I'm just sharing the golden nuggets. And no, I'm not going from page to page. I'm standing right now at this moment. So don't be calling nobody over to Tyler Perry Studios. I've said this before. This is my book, and I purchased this book, and I'm going over it because I adore his business savvy first. I always say this. I love his business savvy and his content creation. It was more business. I like how he moves. He moves quietly and effectively. Okay. My kind of person. I admire that. All right, here we go. Depression. Depression is a very serious subject. Remember, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professor. I'm not a psychologist. Hell, I didn't even graduate high school. So you take this advice at your own risk. If you're depressed, you probably sure in hell ain't reading this book anyway. But maybe you should pass it along to somebody who is. If you are depressed, there are a few things that you automatically do in your depression. You go find the darkest room in your house. You close the curtains. You put on some sad music. You don't want to talk to nobody. You take the phone off the hook. I can relate to that. When I was grieving more so when my mother passed. So I dealt with it. I'm going to tell y'all what I did, and I'm going to get back to this. When my mother passed, she was always preparing us anyway, because my mother would say, I'm not always going to be around. There's a couple of things my mother would do when she would see you. Number one, she would always hug and kiss you and put that red lipstick on you. I'd be like, Mama, okay. 2, she would always ask, how are you doing? And 3, did you go to church on Sunday? Oh, that was her thing, honey. Honey, that was Myra's thing, okay? But when she passed, she was getting us ready. Not that the fact that she was going to pass. It's just she just always said Mama's not going to always be around. And she always gave so much love. And thinking about it, what helped me with my grieving is I always worked. And I'm not talking about a 9 to 5. I found things to do. I stayed productive. And the more I stayed productive, I was able to begin to grieve gracefully and not out of irritability. That just worked for me. That doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. So I didn't go through a depression per se. I went more through a grieving. Like, my mom is no longer here. And I will always say, like when my mom first passed, I will always say she would never see me have children or get married. Because I still ain't had no children. Got married. I've been so busy trying to be a philanthropist. But the thing about it, I kept saying that to myself. Okay, my mother is not gonna. And another thing I always wanted to do for my mother, I always wanted my mother's song. She sung with Dottie Peebles. She sung with Georgia Madea'S choir. Honey, my mom was singing all the time. So it's like, I told her, I say, I want to retire you so you can put on your beautiful sunny dresses and just go travel and sing. That was my thing for my mother. I was like, I just want to see you put your beautiful dresses on and go sing, and I got you. That was my thing. And that's what hurt me also. Not her being able to see me get married and have children. And then number 2, just not being able to retire her. Because she retired early because my mother had breast cancer. She had caught breast cancer and succumbed, and then it came back like 5 years or so later. But yeah, that was the thing. But anyway, back to the book. Then it goes on to say, and it trust me, I've been there. I've been there over bills, over men, over life, over family, just sitting up crying and crying and crying. But what I found out, the longer you sit there and you feel bad about yourself, the longer you're going to stay depressed. You wonder why nobody cares. You wonder why nobody cares, why nobody wants to be around you. Can I give you a tidbit of information, whether you want to hear it or not? The reason why nobody wants to be around you is because you are depressed. You bring them down when you come around. Words of Medea. Beautiful words. Realistic, has some validity to it. Why I say some validity to it is because a lot of times when people are depressed, I'm a social worker, by the way, so I can talk about some of this, you know what I mean? So trust me on this. I'm a social worker. Remember, we practice safety first. You know, it's a safe space. You know, people use the word safe space. They need to understand. I'm a social worker. I'm really talking about a safe space, okay? And then we talk about the positive and all that great stuff. When it comes to depression, a lot of times people, they shut down. And sometimes they don't necessarily show the emotion of sadness, or they may not show the emotion of anger. A lot of times you don't even see them. A lot of times you might not even, they avoid human touch. They avoid human touch and human interaction. So you wouldn't necessarily even know if they're angry or sad or not when they're depressed. Now, if they must be in the presence of others, they tend to suppress it. Or they may be irritable, which is true when it comes to your energy. I believe in energy. Your energy is off. When you find somebody angry all the time, like if it's one day, I get it. You are entitled to be angry. You get a day now. You get a day. You deserve that, whatever it is. If it's something, was something behind it now. But then it's a tomorrow. Don't waste your tomorrow. That's what I always tell. Don't waste your tomorrow, because you in that moment, you should embrace whatever it is, because it's a lesson behind it. I've been talking about this stuff for a minute. Probably when I started, I would say undergrad, is always a lesson behind something. I talked about this years ago. Never shy away, never resist, never walk away from pain, because you can learn from it. It's something there. You might not discover it at first because you're going through the emotion, either depression, anger, you're upset, you're frustrated. You haven't settled down, you're not rested, you're not at your best, and you're not going to be at your best if you're upset. But what I mean is your critical thinking is off. You need to ask, okay, I'm always asking the questions, why, because I like to study why people do what they do. So I'm always asking what's going on. I always ask God, okay, why is this happening? Because I like to study people's behavior, why people do what they do. So I'm always asking myself, okay, now why I'm feeling like this? Why I'm saying it to myself. I don't walk over to the other. I don't approach the other person and say why I feel this way. I first ask myself why I feel this way. What did you do in that particular moment to make me feel the way you do? And like earlier we were talking about depression, I wanted to compare it to grieving, because when my mother passed, I had to say she is no longer with me, and I had to accept she passed away, and then I had to accept I must move on. There are levels to this, phases to this, you know. Through depression, you might not heal within 24 hours. I would be lying to you. I'm not going to advocate you would be in recovery. You will recover 24 hours. Sometimes it might not take a year, and sometimes it may take longer than that. I'm not the person to tell you that, although I'm a social worker and I'm qualified to tell you some things. But what I will say is, you have the right, you have the permission, and you have the responsibility to start over in the morning. And I know the pain might be suppressing you. The best thing is to, when they say go in your room, you know, you typically go lay down, because that's comfort. Nobody's looking at me. I don't have to talk. I don't have to engage. I don't have to be responsible. I get it. The room. Let me go in the room and shut down. Right? Then I got to go back out, because depending on what the depression is, it may be embarrassment. So I think I wrote some notes on this. When it comes to depression, and I did write some notes on it. So I did write some notes on it. When it comes to depression, the first start is, besides asking yourself what is wrong with me, what's going on with me, why do I feel this way, you have to be honest with yourself. When you're not honest with yourself, it tends to linger a little longer, because you're denying the truth. So for instance, we can use the obvious. People talking about dating. He or she may not like you. You need to be honest. He or she just don't like you. That's their right. And you need to feel it's not a rejection. You're just not their preference. So the truth. So let me use truth for an example when it comes to depression. We can talk about relationships. That's the obvious. That's the movement right now. Relationships. Someone, you may be attracted to someone, and they may not be attracted to you. That's not rejection. Some people use the word rejection. You need to stop using the word rejection, and you need to begin to use the word they have a preference. Wording is significant. Wording can hurt you, or it can hurt you, it can hinder you, or it can grow you. Okay? So when somebody say, oh, I don't want him, I don't want her, they're not rejecting you. No, that's what society may be telling you. But Makeba's telling you, it ain't that they rejecting you, they have a preference. Use wording. Learn to use wording that's going to help your confidence. because I'm not rejected. I'm already accepted through Christ. So if somebody tell me no, it's not no. It's a no because it's something. It's another fit there for something else. You gotta learn to use things that's gonna work and be appropriate for you and your lifestyle and what you're attracted to and what you desire. So let me give you an example. If I was attracted to a man and he told me no, that is not a rejection, especially at my age. No, that is more of he has a different preference. He might like a white woman. He might like a taller woman. He might like a tall, skinnier woman. I'm more on the short, thin side. He might, you get what I'm saying? That's not a rejection. He just have a preference. It's no different than saying, I don't want that car. It's not, I'm rejecting that car. I'm just saying I like this Tesla over here more. That's it. We just need to learn how to accept the truth, right? And not take it as it's a negative or it's bad, it's horrible, and then you go into the space of they're wrong. And no, he's not wrong if he don't like you. I know she's not wrong if she don't want that car. What it is, it's called preference. It's called preference. What do a person desire and want? It has to be a line there. You can't walk around here saying I've been rejected. Rejection, and they need to stop teaching this in school, especially like elementary and middle school. If parents begin to use the word preference, children, tweens and teens will begin to look at rejection more so like preference. Oh, he don't want to hold my books today. He preferred to hold Stacy's. Oh, she don't want to share her crayons. She preferred to give them to Anthony. Do you see what I'm saying? Wording. I'm a wordsmith, so I get it. That's why I don't believe in rejection. I believe in no, it's a preference. Because I know what my preference is. And if a person walking around here saying I rejected them, I'm telling you right now, you're wrong. I did not reject you. I just have a preference. See the difference there? So truthfulness is essential when it comes to depression. If you begin to be honest about you're depressed, and that takes courage. I get it. That takes major courage. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you, because grieving, it took me courage to get up. I'm telling y'all, when my mom passed, my beautiful beloved mother passed, it took a toll on my life. I felt like something had just took my head and pressed it down and I couldn't move. But what helped me was assignments, tasks, projects. And once I started to dive in that, I was unstoppable. And I began to incorporate my mother into the things that I were doing. And it was like healing for me. It was so much healing. Because I'm going to be honest with you, my mama would be a little disappointed if I was still grieving. She'd be like, hold on now. Wait a minute, that is not how I raised you. I didn't raise you to be a woman of grieving for that long, for years and years and years. Now, I still shed tears, absolutely. But my mother would be very disappointed and hurt to know that I'm not living my best because I'm grieving her, because she did not prepare her children for that. Okay, so next, appreciate it. People go into depression because they don't feel appreciated. They don't. People today they feel entitled. I don't know where this is coming from, especially in the Black community. Y'all know we've been working hard to get to what we are. We ought to be the most grateful folks walking around here. We don't know how to say thank you, thank you. We don't know how to say thank you. We do not know how to say thank you. And I don't mean saying thank you to everybody. I get it. That's impossible. But if you have an intimate situation, if you have some people that you're working with, like I try to tell my contractors thank you all the time. I'm a small business. I'm still telling them thank you. Even if I was a conglomerate, I'm going to send out an email. I'm going to send out an email at least a few times a year. I'm going to try to do personal cards. What happened to that? What happened to us being in gratitude? Picking up the phone, I get it. People like texting. I'm not into texting. I think it's for kids, little children. I think texting is so disrespectful. Pick up your phone and say thank you every now and then. Y'all don't even know. You ever heard of this thing where it'll call your phone and give you a quote or something? But we were talking about just being truthful when you're going through depression, because once you're honest with yourself, then you're more likely to seek help. And the help is there seeking you. But it's when you begin to lie, and unfortunately, nobody can help you. And it goes back to earlier when we were talking about people like to be isolated. It's not really healthy to be isolated. It's really not. You know, having yourself isolated, it's like a temporary fix. It's really not healthy. It's just temporary. It's like a temporary removing you from reality. But remember, reality is still building, and it becomes harder the more you isolate yourself, because unless you're isolating yourself and you're building and rehabbing and healing yourself, that is different. But if you're isolating yourself and not seeking help and not healing and not going through the process of confronting what that pain point is or what that depression is or what's causing it, then of course, you know, it's not good. It's not healthy. I had technical difficulties, so of course, no telling where I left off at. I apologize about that. I'm pretty sure if it's something good, God bring it back to me, honey, and I'll be able to tell you all, give you all some good, healthy advice. Okay. All right, next. People don't feel appreciated. Okay, have you ever heard of a company and they'll send out like a mass text? Companies can do that. You know, like, I'm thinking about your work. You know, I understand everybody's on different levels. I get it. Some people are productive, and then some people slacking, and some people quitting, and then some people trying to get on. But I feel companies now, they need to show appreciation, because people are not working like they once upon a time did. So just sending out a mass text, like y'all love texting, or a mass email, thank you for your service. And don't wait to Christmas, okay? Stop doing that. Send out something every now and then and let these people know thank you for supporting my vision for this company. And that's any company, okay? This is not exclusivity. We're talking about any and every company. I don't care if you got 2 people to 2 million. It doesn't matter. Make a difference by just showing gratitude. And I'm not saying this, not saying thank you can cause depression, but trust you me, if a person's depressed, that somewhere down the line, they ain't been getting a thank you every now and then if you sit down and have a conversation with them. And that goes to the next contributor to depression. And the next one would be consideration. Yes, I'm hitting it hard today. Being considerate of others. Being considerate. Look, this consideration thing, people don't understand that anymore. They don't consider others. They don't consider others. Now, why I'm able to discuss these things, because I practice being honest, being truthful. You know what I mean? I try my best to just be honest. But I'm going to lose because I'm telling the truth. I mean, if I don't have nothing good to say, that means I need to just be quiet then, unless it's just doing an affliction or just hurting me. Okay? I practice being appreciative. I believe in saying thank you all the time. And I'm also considerate. This has a lot to do with your femininity too, also, ladies. Because if you are considerate, you're definitely on that feminine side. I'm telling you right now, when you are considerate, you're just considering everybody in the room. Now, I'm not talking about where you pull everybody out the room individually, but you consider the masses. You have consideration. Consideration comes in the form of thank you. It comes in the form of how you're doing. It's coming in the form of go check up on somebody. It comes in the form of make them part of the group. No Child Left Behind Act is about consideration. The No Child Left Behind Act is about, it's considerate. Come on. So I just feel we're in a time where people don't consider others. It's about me, myself, and I. Hey, Beyonce. It's about me, myself, and I. That's all it's about. What I get, how I do it, why I have to. Everything is about I. And we have forgotten about we, us. All of us. We've forgotten about that. We don't know what consideration is. Again, this is some contributor factors towards depression. And these are some of the things people overlook while they're depressed, because they don't feel considerate. Depression is not always about the obvious. She don't want me, he don't want me, I don't have no money. Sometimes it's about just not hearing thank you. Sometimes it's about not feeling considerate. Sometimes it's about not feeling appreciated. It don't necessarily sometimes have to be about grieving, like I grieved my mom, so now I'm going from grieving to depression. Sometimes it could be about, for instance, I could have said my siblings don't appreciate the things that I did. I'm just giving you some examples. Because I'm going to tell you, my siblings and I, we were tight when it came to my mama. We were like glue, like syrup. We were stuck together. We fought through that thing together. I believe in each one teach one, and I also believe in teamwork. If you don't have teamwork, what do you have? I'm telling y'all, it's hard to build anything alone. It's hard to build something alone. It's hard to raise a child. Okay? So let's have more consideration, especially towards a person who's depressed, if you can understand what they're going through. Okay? Acceptance. When the time everybody want to be accepted, they feel like they're not accepted, socially accepted, then they go into depression. They go on these social media sites and get crashed. Now you ought to ask yourself, why would you go on social media? Remember now, I told you all, I wrote a thesis on cyberbullying. No, I was never bullied. Okay? And I had siblings older than I was. And my mama, Carrie, she worked for the government. I was never bullied. I wrote my thesis on cyberbullying. For so many reasons. And one day we'll discuss that. I'll actually bring it out and show you all. But when it comes to being accepted in today's time, it can be challenging for some. Especially if you do not have an environment that's pouring into you. When you don't have an environment praying with you. If you don't have an environment listening to you, looking you in your eyes, saying you are important. How would the help say? Like the help say, you kind, you small, and you important. You don't have nobody telling you that on a regular when you little on up. I understand. I understand. I'm a social worker. I get it. I clearly get it. But don't go on social media seeking the answers unless you come across a teacher or something, or somebody gonna help you more so than hinder you. Don't go look at a relationship that you know you can't handle, and then talk about them people. Fool, how is that gonna help you? Don't go look at your ex-boyfriend, your ex-girlfriend. Don't go look at the girl who got the promotion. If you can look at them and say thank you, Jesus, for them, because you know your time probably already came and been and done, or it's still in the process or en route. When I say been there and done it, it's because God gave you the opportunity and you didn't appreciate it. Or it's going to be more so it's in the process. It's stirring up. Or it's you need some more work done. Don't go to somebody's page talking about why they got such and such or why she doing such and such. I've had that done to me so many times. Oh my, from family to friends. I've had it done. People who didn't even know me. And they don't know the work, the craft, the dedication, the Lord, everything that I had to do to get to where I am. Don't judge me based on what you see. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't judge me based on what you see right now. I'm a small business. I have a lot of people say, "Ooh, your place." I've had young people, older people say, "You got some amazing things," and they weren't necessarily saying it out of how did you get it, right? Right? But they don't understand the work I went through to get it. I have to work. I'm not a trust fund baby. I'm not. And I haven't had, I got a celebrity in my family. I would never talk about it. I'm not going to call the celebrity and say, "Can I have some money?" Are you kidding me? We don't even talk like that. We don't even talk like that. I have a big celebrity in my family. I'm not going to say who it is. And they made millions. I'm not going to call them. My siblings are doing pretty good for themselves. We're talking about, I have an uncle at Yale, a teacher, a sister at education, once was a principal. Come on, a sister retired from the military. We decent working people. We are decent working people. We are definitely decent working people. But why do it have to get to a point, right, where I'm begging? That part, what? Right there. And that goes back to people accepting you for who you are. But that doesn't necessarily mean to just, come on, have that jealousy and not want to see me win because you don't know what I went through. Don't be jealous of me and you don't know me. And I'm going to keep it real. When it comes to people pouring into me, I don't think that's for me to really be discussing. I don't think that's good unless we're together and we're talking about it, and unless I'm giving a testimony. I don't think it's good for me to feel entitled to just go around saying names because this person poured in me, just saying it. If I'm going to say it, it's going to come from my heart and it's going to be sincere. And it's not going to be because I know this person. I know a lot of people. That don't mean I'm going to tell you I know them. I don't get any benefit telling y'all that I know somebody. And I don't know when did that get started. I thought when you knew somebody, you was trying to get a job. I thought you put that on your resume and you actually worked for that person. You did something. You did a project. You know, you don't walk around here saying, I know Jane Doe and John Doe just to be saying it. That's sacred. That's confidential. I don't just believe in doing that. Oh, I know such and such. Well, to each his own. I'm going to tell you, I know some people. And some of y'all are like, oh, you know them? I probably see them out and smile and keep going. And it's not that I'm bourgeois, I'm mean. It's just, okay, we know each other. Call me and I call you. We call each other. But I'm not going to just wear it on my sleeve and advertise because I know people. No, absolutely not. I think it's rude anyway. So being accepted right now in today's time is significant. We need to take that and take it serious and accept who we are first. Accept who we are. Find things about you that you love. We seek answers elsewhere, but we don't trust ourselves and love ourselves enough. We don't trust ourselves and love ourselves enough to get the answer from ourselves. Because it goes back to what's worthy, and we look at everything else and say it's worthy, and we don't look within ourselves and say we're worthy. Because I got to tell you, things that are considered worthy now, I just leave that right there. I'm not trying to be a part of it. I'm not trying to be a part of some things that's considered worthy per se. I'm good. I'm not, and I'm not aligned with it. It ain't that I feel it's wrong. I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about if it's beneficial. I'm just not interested. I like to remain very dignified and sexy and in control of my narrative. So I feel miss me. I'm good. I'm not trying to fit in. And I love rarity. I love uniqueness. I like different. I don't like too many trends. I like to cause pattern disruption. I like to leave memory, unforgettable moments. I like to touch that hard and poke it where it's full of love and joy. I want you to remember good, great, abundance, prosperity. That's what I'm talking about. If you ain't doing that, what's the point then? So basically, we're talking about just being accepted, and I feel, to some that acceptance of, you got to accept yourself first. Because we're in a time where it's brutal. it's brutal out here. It's brutal. You got to be strong, thick-skinned, and you got to feel like it's worth the fight. You got to fight for you. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm discovering? If you don't have a purpose, what you fighting for? That means you're willing to accept anything. If you do not have a purpose and intention, if you don't know your life assignment, what are you fighting for? You will begin to compare yourself. But when you know God has aligned you with a life assignment and you know your purpose and intention, you don't have time to be accepted. You have work to do. My life requires work. I don't have time to sit around trying to figure out what you have or what you're doing. If we're supposed to collab together and do some godly assignments, do you understand what I'm saying? Then we need to be talking. But if it ain't that, then hello and goodbye. Hello, I'm gonna acknowledge you. I'm gonna acknowledge who you are, but you're not gonna see me being concerned. I just want to make sure everybody is safe. You get what I mean? And they have opportunities, but I don't have interest in knowing what you're doing and how you do it. If you can't teach me, then what we got is we don't need to be talking. If you can't teach me, support me in a way that's gonna put me in a better position, pray with me and things of that nature, it ain't nothing else to do. It's nothing else really to be done. That's where I am in my life. So be careful about that social acceptance. Be careful, because everybody's not going to accept you, and then some that do, you may discover you shouldn't be a part of the circle, and then the ones that you should be a part of the circle, you might miss them a few times, and eventually you catch up when you align with your assignment. So just know what your purpose and intention is. Why you here on earth on this spiritual journey and experience. If you know it, then you get it. It's obvious. But if you don't know that, then you're wasting time. Don't give everybody your time, honey. Don't be no time waster. And speaking of acknowledgement, that is the next one that can bring on depression when you don't feel you are acknowledged. People don't you feel like nobody's giving you time. Now, I'm gonna fuss at you. Let me explain why I'm gonna fuss at you. It's so much to do right now in life. We have so much going on right now that nobody don't have time to say they're not being acknowledged. Have y'all seen the news lately? Do y'all see how the economy is going? Do you see how healthcare is? Do you see how families are being broken apart? You don't have time to be talking about nobody ain't seeing you. It's a lot of people who need to see you. You just need to be in the right area. you on the wrong frequency. You somewhere you don't supposed to be, and you looking at something you don't supposed to be looking at. If you want to be acknowledged, begin to move in a sense of making a difference. You will get more than enough acknowledgement. Your phone will start ringing off the hook. You'll be like, oh my goodness, Jesus, I didn't know I was so needed. When you begin to make I'm giving y'all, look, you don't have to pay $9.97. I do very expensive programs. I hope y'all know that. My last company was called Luxurious Wealth Online. I was making $20,000, $30,000 programs, okay? I'm so serious. I was doing it, $9.97 easily. You're not paying for this. This is something that I just like to do for me. This is kind of nice right here. It's like therapy, honey. It's like therapy. But just think about it. Think about what I'm saying. That's where we are right now, okay? We were talking about acknowledgement. Be wise. When you begin to move and make a difference, you will be more than needed. You'll be wanted, needed. Trust me, you'll feel so important, and you will be making a difference. But make sure you're doing it with love and true intention, though. So the people that's not paying you no attention is probably because you somewhere in a position you don't supposed to be in. I'm always feeling acknowledged. Sometimes I don't even answer. I was going to tell myself. I digress. But I'm just saying, be careful with be careful what you ask for. Be careful with ladies and gentlemen, please, ladies and gentlemen and Judas, please be careful what you ask for, because acknowledgement is real. What you're seeking is seeking you. And if you're not being acknowledged by that particular person, a group of people don't pay no attention. It's so much you can do to have that acknowledgement. The spirit of acknowledgement, okay? You can get it. Believe. A lot of times depression comes on because people don't believe you, okay? When you advocate, you may not be heard. Remember, advocacy is based on action. You got street walkers. They're known to walk the streets at night. Then you got people they just talk the streets. They always talking, and they don't do action. You know what I identify them as? Dreamers. I don't like to dream too much. I call it a form of hallucination. I believe in action. So you may have some people might kind of doubt you because you've been talking for the longest, but you ain't made no strides. You haven't catapulted. You haven't quantum leap. So of course they may begin to doubt because you just been talking. You ain't made no action. It's just like when a person say they want to go back to college. Oh, I want to go to college. They don't go get the book from the DRE book. They don't contact some schools. They don't fill out an application. They don't go get the money order to put with the application. They're not doing anything. They don't apply for their transcripts. Okay, you've been saying this for 5 years now. You've been saying this for 10 years now. It's different if you got somebody being productive and they're working and their schedule is hindering them and blocking that opportunity. We're not talking about them because they're taking act. They're doing something with their life. We're talking about the ones that's still sitting and they just, oh, I want to go back. I want to go. I won't. But they never ever take no steps to make a difference in that. Yeah, that can bring on depression because it's like you're lying to yourself. So you become depressed because you know you lying. Okay, I mean you're not. It's like the belief they don't believe in you. So now you feel like they don't trust you or believe in you. So you begin to have that depression. Another one is shame. We have all done things. I've said this before. I'm not perfect, and I'm pretty sure I may make mistakes. I rebuke it, but I may. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect, you all. I'm just not. That's just too much work. It's just too much work trying to be perfect. It's just too much work. I've been there and done that with the good girl syndrome, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But with shame, there is a lesson with that shame. And you know what you need to turn that shame into? Call it testimony. In religion, we call it testimony. Turn it into, teach people about it. Spread your word. If you don't, look, you don't even have time for shame. Y'all don't know what time we're in right now. This ain't the 70s. We are in a time where things are evolving quickly. It's turning around quickly. People are making decisions now. Groups are being developed. Countries are divided. It's so much going on. You don't have time for shame. Change that shame. Accept you did it. You've been there and you've done it. And begin to rebrand or rehab or go and apologize to that person, whatever that shame is. Go get some therapy. Therapists, you got some people out there that will give therapy for free. I'm a social worker. I don't give therapy for free, okay? When I practice social work, I'm not even practicing right now. But I am always a social worker. But there are companies out there that will give you therapy for free. If you just need somebody to talk to. If you need somebody to talk to, call me, okay? I'm not going to deny you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to resist you. You're seeking help now. We're not going to do that. But what I'm saying is, come on. Shame. It's time to go to church. It's time to get some therapy. There's a difference between going to church and getting therapy. I'm going to say it again. It's a difference between going to church and getting therapy. It is nothing wrong with therapy. And by the way, TikToks and everybody making it look cute. I'm going to get my latte and go to therapy. Okay, if they can get in on it and learn something and get some transformation, so can you too, okay? Next is pride. You're too arrogant, too cocky, and you got depression going on. That's not a good mix. It's not a good mix to have depression and have pride. Honey, the likelihood of you get some help, it's going to take a strong spirit to help you. Because you're going to be real buff, real, no, we don't know pride. No, let's keep the pride away. It does not serve nor support you. Collectively, all these things, being truthful, appreciated, being considerate, accepted, socially accepted at that, acknowledgement, believing, shame, and pride, it's a contribution to being depressed. Now, there's going to be a root to it. It's going to be some type of root, a foundation to it. It could be a breakup. It could be you didn't obtain something. You feel like you're not gaining something. And you best believe, one of those I was talking about, truthful, appreciative, consideration, and all that, it's going to be in that too. It's going to cause that. You just don't up and get depressed. It's a build up. it's a buildup. It's like anticipation. It's like you boiling some food, and at first it's the water just sitting, and it started to bubble, and then next thing you know, it's there. It's depression is a buildup. It's not just oh, you depressed. No, it does not work like that. And don't be afraid to seek help. Please, 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 please seek help. I stress it all the time. I'm a social worker. I know I'm always talking about entrepreneurship. I get it. I'm a business owner. But I tell people my first love is social work. It really is. And they can't believe I'm a social worker. They be like, you a social worker? They can't. People don't believe I'm a social worker. They think I be lying. They have to actually go, not you. Because I don't know what kind of energy I'm giving off. I really don't know. But they really think you a social worker? Because I'm always talking about entrepreneurship. Especially when I used to do my business strategy sessions. I would host those like at the Whitley Hotel, the Waldorf Astoria, at the St. Regis, the Four Seasons. We would meet there and have business strategy sessions. And when I would tell them I'm all dressed up, I'm a social worker, they used to be looking at me strange. I just thought it was the weirdest thing, but my first love is social work. I can honestly say that. Let's continue on with Madea words. I just want to give my input. So next, she says, okay, just as much, okay, this is good times, right? I'm going to give you something a little bit out of the good times section. Just as much of a struggle and pain you have going through the bad times, take that much laughter and joy in the good times. Enjoy every second of it. Take your time. We go through so much hell in life, from husbands, children, cars that don't work, trying to obey laws, and drive at the right speed limit. I want y'all to think about that. You know what that made me think about? The good girl syndrome. I want to talk about the good girl syndrome. Let me tell y'all, I have dealt with the good girl syndrome for so long. When you go to the dictionary and you put in the word good girl syndrome, my picture up there. my picture on there, I'm like this. Let me tell y'all, the good girls in today's time, are we winning? It's the good girl winning. And we're not talking about perfection. We don't do perfection in this space. We're talking about the good girl who make the good decisions, the right decisions. She moved with consideration, politeness, kind, and all that beautiful stuff. I want y'all to marinate on the good girl. When I think about the good girl, I think about, why are we finishing last? Not do we, but why are we? Once upon a time, a good girl was considered a queen, a princess, a goddess, the answer. She was the one that was honored and respected. She was the one, when she came in the room, everybody said, make some room for her. Let her sit down. The good girl was highly respected. What happened to the good girl? I'm trying to ask y'all, what happened to the good girl? What happened to the good girl? And I'm not talking about the good girls that's trying to be a good girl when you know that ain't who you are. You know you wearing a long dress and you unhappy. You know you don't want to say yes ma'am, so you say it like this, yes ma'am. We ain't talking about the ones when you want to tell a dude, I don't want to sleep with you. But you telling him like, you just got a little nasty attitude. You know that ain't who you are. Don't be something that you're not. It doesn't mean you can't change. But why did the good girl become the wrong girl? It's like anything good is tainted now. Oh, she good, I don't want to mess with her. Let me tell y'all, I have mastered the good girl. Let me explain why I mastered the good girl. Number one, I was afraid of my mother. It started when I was just little, right here. I was a little girl. I was scared of I wasn't petrified. I wasn't afraid to go home, but I was afraid of my mother. She had that look, don't try me. My mama we could be somewhere and I try her and she just do like this. It was elegant, like a sophisticated move, aura about herself. Like, You can feel the wind. She could be across the room and I can feel it. I said, okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. We don't do that no more. So the question is, who came up with the idea to take and strip away a good girl? I want y'all to think about that. Because we need a good girl. Everybody can't be trifling. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. Because y'all know I had church folks following me. I have some, some big hitters be on here. I don't want to disrespect and touch, mess up on nobody's toes, and they call my phone. So I got to always be the polite girl. But what I'm saying is, what happened to the good girl? Where are we? Have we gotten so tired when we sit down now? Have we gotten so afraid to speak up? Are we willing to sacrifice what we practice to fit in? Where is that good girl? Because we all knew the good girl. We knew her in middle school. We knew her in high school. We knew her in college. We knew her when she had a relationship. And it wasn't because she was just a special girl. She just was the good girl. She loved everybody. Men and women loved her. Look, I'm all about trans. I'm all about agendas. I'm a mastermind. I get it. So what happened to the good girl? We've gotten to a point where we're like, I don't want to be the good girl. Do you feel isolated? Do you feel because you good, you won't have any more friends? Do you feel you're good, you won't get you a husband? Do you feel you're good, you won't be popular? I don't know. But I'm just trying to figure out what a good girl is. Because I'm a good girl. And remember, kindred spirits, they find each other. Like-minded people, they attract. We like bees. We find each other now. And I'm just trying to figure out what happened to the good girl. What happened to the good girl? Is she winning? Is she last? Why she considered boring, overlooked? Just another deep question. I'm gonna have y'all ponder. I want y'all to marinate on this. Stop what you're doing. Is the good girl still considered marriage material? I want y'all to think about that. Is this good girl marriage material? Do she have to have a body count of 50? Do she have to have a rap sheet? Look, see, that's why when I talk I have to be strategic, because I'm a critical thinker. So when I talk, I gotta kind of be, I gotta kind of hold back a little bit. But I'm just saying, is that the good girl now? Because the last time I checked, I'm celibate. I don't do that. I don't have sex and just meet a man. And by the way, I don't even see seduction going on anymore. And when I say that, I don't even see attraction in dating.
No, you don't.
I don't even see that. I don't even see, out of 10 men, how you think they're going to look? I'm going to tell y'all what I feel a good man look like. Stop. A good man, first of all, he gonna have a walk.
Bad walk.
He gonna have a bad walk. I'm gonna tell y'all, his walk alone gonna tell you, don't mess with me today. But he's still gonna be what? Welcoming. You just gonna want to stand next to him, and you're gonna look up to him. Who is that? Yeah. Look, ladies, he gonna have a walk. He gonna have a voice. He gonna have an aura about him. When he moved through the room, you're gonna be like, who is that? Everybody look around. Girl, who that is? Let me tell you, he gonna have some height. He might be on the shorter side, that's fine. We get it. What else? His attire don't necessarily have to be suits, but when he put on jeans, shorts, he gonna have hair on his legs. See, I'm not gonna have these church people call me and then my mama friends that work for the government, I'm not gonna have any people call me. I'm trying to be nice about this, okay? Because it's supposed to be a positive type of environment. But I'm just saying, when you see him, you're gonna be like, you gonna pause. You're gonna have that. You just gonna ask yourself, who is that? How often when the last time you seen, besides y'all going to a football game, a basketball game, the obvious, what men are. I'm not talking about going with the men at. How often do you go out now and you be like, you just stop and you in your car and you do this? When the last time you did that? Or you at the grocery store and you like, and your buggy go off to the side. you be like, who is what? That? Or you at the bank and you stand in front of him and you supposed to be getting your check read or whatever, your transaction, and you just stand at his bag. I'm trying to tell y'all, when the last time you see, this ain't got nothing to do with a good girl, but I'm just saying, I have to bring this in. I want y'all to think about when the last time you see, because we talking about wife material.
And them type of men, like, in the same position as a good girl.
Thank you, because I'm about to say it. Thank you. My sister, she clocked in today. She clocked in, y'all. So I want y'all to think about the good girl. When the last time you seen a good girl and you're like, she's beautiful. And you ain't necessarily looking at it from the neck on down. And it don't have nothing to do with weight. It don't have nothing to do with if she's skinny, if she big, if she dark, if she light. We ain't talking about none of that. You just know she's a good quality girl. And you feel good. She ain't had her. See, I can't. I can't do it. But what I will do, okay, because see, I'm tied into too many things. So I have to thread lightly. But this space is very intelligent. If you are on my vlog, I'm going to tell you about your behavior. You're extremely smart. I say it all the time. You're very intelligent. Now, that doesn't mean if somebody not, you smart, honey, because you're smart enough to be on here. You're smart enough to be on here. I attract very intelligent and strategic people. But you know what I'm saying when I talk about a good girl, how she looks, her presentation, right? And we want to talk about that man. When he walk in that room, you be like, and you got to kind of get yourself together. Because he might be getting ready to approach you and just ask you a question. Excuse me, do you know what such and such? And you got to kind of, you know, like, oh, he coming over, he better ask me something. And it might not necessarily be asking you about you. He might be saying, do you know how to get to such and such floor? Or, and you just, you stop breathing for a moment. If you see a man and you stop breathing for a moment, and if it's something good, hopefully that's a good one. I want y'all to think about this, because the good girl syndrome is gone. Now, the good girl syndrome also can be exhausting and taxing if you don't take control of it. Because, see, some good girls go into perfection. I'm not talking to y'all, because I was never perfect. I just, like I said, when I was little, I was afraid of my mom, so I always tried to be the good girl. But my mom wasn't like that. Well, my teacher wasn't like that. So I made good decisions, and I learned how to use that to an advantage and use that in a way where it's beneficial and healthy. I'm not talking about the other good girl where you living perfect, when you know your marriage is messed up, but you walk around here, oh, John Doe is so great, and then he tagging you, hitting you at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not talking about that, okay, ladies? No, we're not doing that. We're not talking about pretending to be good. You are born that way. And you just make good, healthy, quality decisions. And as a result, you're a good woman, okay? Because a good girl at our ages, we women, don't let them make you think being a good girl is losing. Actually, you're being protected. You are being so protected from the BS. Sometimes I look at people and I'm like, I need to go to church in the morning and thank God. I do. Sometimes I see and I'm like, and I wonder why I was told no. I was like, I can see why, obviously. I was told no. That's not what God had for me, and I'm so thankful. But don't be afraid. I'm a good girl. Yes, I am a part of that movement, And I don't feel like I'm losing. I don't feel I'm boring. I don't feel like, no. I'm happy to be the good girl, and I feel I am more than qualified to be marriage material. My body count is low, and I'm celibate, and I'm happy. Okay? I'm not going to go around here giving my body and my life to just anybody. Even with babies. I want to ask y'all something about this when it comes to the good girl. You hear women say they want a baby. But have you heard a man say I want to get you pregnant? There's a difference. When a man say, I want to get you pregnant, it's a big difference than saying, I just want a baby. Because if he's not on one accord with you, you know what the results are. And when I'm talking about people married though, okay? You know what I mean? We ain't talking about, out here just having babies out of wedlock. That's another conversation. I'm not going there. We're going to keep this cute, polished, positive, and clean, okay? That's a good tag for y'all. All right? Next. So ultimately, are these practices, being a good girl, is it considered wrong practices in today's time? Do you think being a good girl today, do you think you're losing? I want you to really think about why you feel you're losing. If you feel being a good girl is not helping you get a man, you don't want a bad guy. Come on, ladies, you don't want that. And then start dating yourself. Get out, have fun. And you're supposed to have male friends. I don't know why we don't have just male friends. You don't have to sex your male friends. I don't know who started this stuff. You do not have to sex your male friends. So basically what y'all are saying, I want y'all to think about this. I'm going to think about an expensive car. Let's say Rolls Royce, since I just found the book. I found a Rolls Royce book. Are you saying when you see a Rolls Royce, you're supposed to drive it and then pay for it? Play the Jeopardy music. You know what I mean? I want y'all to think about it. Are you saying you're supposed to get the Rolls Royce, drive it around for 2-3 years, however long the contract is, and then you decide if you want to keep it? So that's how I feel. And like I say, some men might say she ain't the one for me, and you have that right. You have that legal, ethical right. That's your preference. You didn't reject me. You just saying I would prefer, and those are the words you're supposed to be using. This is about respecting myself and me having standards. Because, once I get married, I want my husband to feel he getting something nice. I want him to feel, and I want to experience some things I've never done before. I don't want to be in a bed every time we try something. I say, I did that. And then 2 weeks later, I did that too. I did that also. Well, dog, what we got to do? Go to the moon and do something different? I'm just saying. I just would prefer to stay celibate, work on me, have fun. And if you're going to date ladies, have fun. And it's okay to say no. It's okay. It's okay to say no. Life is not going to stop because you're telling a man, no, I don't want to sex you, okay? Can we get to know one another? Can you meet me at the restaurant? And pay for your food sometimes. Get to know him as a friend before you actually start dating. If I was out there, sometimes I pay for my food. Pay for your food. Then that way you get to know him as a friend. I'm telling y'all, it's a special process to this. Get to know him as a friend before you begin to date. Then you'll understand who he really is. Because see, you meet his representative. You meeting the person who wants to get to know you personally, sexually, versus get to know you as an individual. So forget the date. No, we good. We ain't got a date, but I tell you what, let's go out and get some food, some burgers. Then you take it up a little bit. Then you take it up a little bit. You ain't got to be like, you taking me to all these restaurants. It ain't that. No. Do y'all not know just because a man is taking you to a restaurant, that does not qualify you as being his next woman. That's just food. You're supposed to have real conversation. Real conversation. And honestly, going to a restaurant is not really a good way to know a man. It's too much stimulation going on. It's too much movement. You trying to be cute. You got your outfit. No. But remember now, the time we in, I don't even think people going out to eat anymore. It's like they meet you at 7 o'clock for the first time, and at 10 you're in their bed. I don't know how that happened. And back to the seduction thing. Since I have been my commercial business, it brings out that masculinity. I invested in some courses, how to be more sexy. How to be more sexy. I invested, now I'm gonna be honest, I ain't looked at them because I've been busy. Because I've been out of reach, out of touch. I've been so busy. I've invested into some courses. I just want to see what they say. Now when I get some time, I'll look at them. One course is like, I don't know, $30. I said, I want to know what she gonna say for $30. One lady got a program. It's deeper than just being seductive. It's just a whole lot. Her course was like 300 and something. I said, I'm gonna support my sisters and see what they say. I'm naturally feminine though, but I just want to kind of be nosy and see what they say with the seduction part. But ladies, value your worth. Just value you. You are beautiful. You're a queen. You're special. You're loved. And I know me saying it might not mean much, but the truth is, you are. You are. You are. You're not losing that. And if it's about he has more because you want it, that means you want him for the wrong reasons. If you sitting up here saying, if I don't do this because he gonna go to her and she gonna get all of that, them benefits, that means you like him for the wrong reasons. I want you to, come on, let it click. Come on, we smart. This don't take a lot to comprehend and conceptualize. It does not. If you are attracted to a man, but you don't really want to do certain things, but you feel Jane Doe would do it, what you looking at him being for? What this man has for you to be willing to sacrifice who you are? Because if he has a lot, what is a lot that you're trying to obtain and get? Do you supposed to have it? And what is it that he has that's so significant that you're willing to sacrifice your character and your worth? You probably can go get some of it if you just take some time and tap into yourself and work on you. You probably can obtain it. But that's another conversation. Look, I enjoyed this. These little talks are cute. This is supposed to be therapeutic. Like I told y'all, this particular video was going to be a little bit more upbeat. Now, I'm about to go do my bubble bath. And I'm going to play my SoundCloud account.
When disruption arrives to seize your $1 million dream. Welcome to WizardsOfOnline.com, where we build brands of sophistication while exclusively providing an experience, strategically serving and supporting with luxury details, resulting to a premium brand and core business late night inspiration. Ultimately, position visionaries to effectively create a luxury brand from home, anywhere in the world, while using your laptop. This is your midnight inspiration to prepare you for some sensational sleep. Now it's time to rest. Now it's time to stop with the multi-million-dollar plan, proposal, assignment, venture, idea, vision, blueprint, strategy, design, creation, or even mastermind. Yes, you're taking action and inspired and massive action. Yes, you're no longer waiting on your visions and dreams to come true. You've given yourself permission to implement. You've given yourself permission to go to the next level. You've given yourself permission to quantum leap. You've given yourself permission to catapult. you've given yourself permission to manifest your desires and dreams. The purpose of this late night inspiration is to take you to sleep feeling relaxed, ease, tranquil, calm, peaceful, and stress-free. This is a late night therapeutic inspiration, motivation, transformation, empowerment, and cognitive spa treatment that will leave you feeling an intent of happiness, bliss, and pleased. This is your late night inspiration before going to bed. However, some of you may be at your place of employment, working third shift. Some of you may be traveling. Some of you probably cannot sleep because you're still positively, mentally, and emotionally wired while working on your multi-billion-dollar vision and dreams, constant pondering on what to do next. Ultimately, you're wondering, how can I successfully make this multi-billion-dollar purpose and mission come to life? I want to give you a gift of hope with a sprinkle of feeling I look forward to getting up in the morning with the intention to continue on with my multi-million-dollar movement. Tonight, before you close your eyes and get comfortable in your sheets, you've been called, you've been chosen, you've been nominated, you've been elected, and you've been selected to influence and impact the world on a global level. Your biological makeup, your internal being, your heart, your core, your purpose, your mission, your vision, your desires, and your dream is filled with uniqueness. It's filled with compassion. It's filled with confidence. It's filled with creativity. It's filled with integrity. It's filled with honesty. It's filled with humility. It's filled with consistency. It's filled with determination. It's filled with inspiration. It's filled with values. It's filled with hope. It's filled with integrity. It's filled with discipline. It's filled with implementation. It's filled with perseverance, and it's filled with love. These beautiful qualities lead to creations, and if you're listening to this audio, which is entitled "When Disruption Arrives to Seize Your $1,000,000 Dream," one must immediately identify the behavior when sabotage enters into your $1,000,000 mindset space. Sometimes disruption is closer than we think. The behavior may appear within the infrastructure of your brand and business. The behavior may appear with family members. The behavior may appear with friends. The behavior may appear from applying this one thing towards your millionaire dream. Welcome to LajursWithOnline.com, where we build brands of sophistication while exclusively providing an experience, strategically serving and supporting with luxury details, resulting to a premium brand and or business late night inspiration. Ultimately, position visionaries to effectively create a luxury brand from home, anywhere in the world, while using your laptop. This is your midnight inspiration to prepare you for some sensational sleep. Now it's time to rest. Now it's time to stop with the multi-million-dollar planned proposal, assignment, venture, idea, vision, blueprint, strategy, design, creation, or even mastermind.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Judy. Hopefully you all enjoyed my bubble bath preparation, and I played my SoundCloud, of course. I hope y'all enjoying it. But as I said before, I was talking in the like an upbeat tone, not fast, so I know it's not necessarily Zen music.
God did something when he made a black woman. I want you to know you're black and you're beautiful. Yeah.
you to know you're black and you're beautiful. Now I can't sing, y'all know that. Okay, it's such an adorable song. Anyway, we're gonna get back to my affirmations, y'all. I know my pajamas, my silk pajamas, Lily Silk babies, Lily Silk baby, the best of the best. Can y'all see it? Y'all know I love me some silk pajamas, okay? Silk. I think this is mauve. I think so, but I know I need to do better with getting the wrinkles out. But anyway, let's get back to the video. I want y'all to hear Bootsy. I just think that's such a cute, loving song. Anyway, let's make this brioche French toast. And while I'm making the brioche French toast, I'm gonna continue playing my Millionaire series for you all. Okay, so I'm about to make my brioche French toast. Of course, I use large brown eggs, some cinnamon, brown sugar. Now I don't squeeze no orange in it. I zest the orange. Okay. Then I use some special bread from Publix. Of course, so good. Strawberries on the side, some blueberries, and then of course I use some vanilla milk for this. But anyway, let's begin. I want y'all to see look at this. When you look at that, just beautiful. You're black and you're beautiful. Black. Look, my sister probably like, oh, she's gonna sing this, but y'all know when I find out a song, I play it so much. Now I'm just loving this Bootsy song. You're black and you're beautiful. My sister laughing at me. Oh, these are beautiful. Well, anyway, I'm going to play my Millionaire series while I cook my brioche toast, and then we're gonna wrap this video up. You're black and you're beautiful.
Dream filled you. Welcome to luxuriouswithonline.com, where we build brands of sophistication while exclusively providing experience, strategically serving and supporting with luxury details, resulting to a premium brand and or business. Late night inspiration, strategy, design, creation, or even mastermind. Yes, you're taking action and inspired in massive action. Yes, you're no longer waiting on your visions and dreams to come true. You've given yourself permission to manifest your desires and dreams. The purpose of this late night inspiration is to take you to sleep feeling relaxed, ease, tranquil, calm, peaceful, and stress-free. This is a late night therapeutic inspiration appointment, working third shift. Some of you may be traveling. Some of you probably can't sleep because you're still positively, mentally, and emotionally purpose and mission come to life. I want to give you a gift of hope with a sprinkle of feeling. I look forward to getting up in the morning with the intention to continue on with my multi-million-dollar movement. Tonight, before you close your eyes and get comfortable in your sheets, you've been called, you've been chosen, you've been nominated, you've been elected, and you've been selected to influence and impact the world on a global level with my multi-million-dollar movement. Tonight, before you close your eyes and get comfortable and nominated, you've been elected, and you've been selected to influence and impact the world on a global level. Your biological makeup, your internal being, your heart, your core, your purpose, your mission, your vision, your desires, and your dream. It's filled with uniqueness. It's filled with confidence. It's filled with creativity. It's filled with integrity. It's filled with honesty. It's filled with humility. It's filled with consistency. It's filled with determination. It's filled with inspiration. It's filled with values. It's filled with hope. It's filled with integrity. It's filled with discipline. It's filled with implementation. It's filled with perseverance. It's filled with love. These beautiful qualities lead to creations. And if you're listening to this audio, which is entitled, Have Your $1 Million Dream Failed You? There is no time for quitting. There is no time for anger. There is no time for regret. There is no time for shame. There is no time for bitter. There is no time for resentment. There is no time for lies. There is no time for self-sabotage. There is no time for jealousy. There is no time for depression. There is no time for hate. There is no time for isolation. There is no time for revenge. There is no time for deceit. The truth is, there is no time for failure, but it's time for lessons. Your $1 million dream have not, and I repeat, have not failed you. If you're feeling like a failure, or if someone told you that you failed, that's false information. Failure means lack of success and the omission of expected or required action. The definition of failure supports these notions. There is still more work to be successfully done. There is still more time needed. There is still more action plan required. There is still more implementation needed to be incorporated. There is still more investing obligations. There is still more research to examine, explore, and or investigate. There is still more strategic planning to apply. There is still more testing to be completed. There is still more practicing needed. And I repeat, have not failed you. If you're feeling like a failure, or if someone told you that you failed, that's false information. Failure means lack of success and the omission of expected or required action.
Okay, I have truly enjoyed my video. I'm about to have a delicious breakfast. Yes, I mean, we made me some brioche, French toast, a boiled egg, of course, and I got some strawberries and blueberries on the side. I gotta bring my syrup out. I have some ginger and turmeric, of course. No, I'm sorry. I have some ginger, some water, of course, and I'm about to sit and enjoy my breakfast. And I just want to tell you all, I have truly enjoyed this process of vlogging, and I look forward to many more videos. Soon y'all will see me every day. I know y'all so excited. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But anyway, what is a beautiful word to leave you all with today? The topic, so many topics. Madea talked about so many. So what we're going to say is, you're not only worthy, you are definitely needed. All right. Much love and beautiful blessings.